Julia, what the fuck? You think you could just shoot out the motherfucking window and deny his actual the window? And also, where, like, I'm like, no, and listen.
You can't just have a live action version of Cowboy Bebop drop and us not come back for it.
It's been a while.
It's, what do you mean? We've totally uploaded in the past, like, 6 months.
Uh-huh.
Do you think we're amateurs?
But we did come back for an anime review.
Netflix has had a live action version of Cowboy Bebop in the works for a little while now. People have had a lot of feelings because, you know, it's kind of hard to remake a masterpiece.
For me, is again the characters and like the simplicity of the story, which is one of my biggest. I'm not okay. Let me just start off. I didn't hate the show.
Well, let's kind of talk about, like, I was going to say, well, let's kind of talk about some of the pros and some of the reasons to watch, because I do think that if you're going to sit and compare it to the original the whole time, I don't think that you're going to have a good time. That being said, it was almost impossible for me to do that. But I feel like between the two of us, we tried to give it a shot because it does definitely feel like an effort was made, and I appreciate that. And I will say, like, some of the biggest pros are like the set designs, and I know we were talking about the cinematography. I think that the way things are shot are very reminiscent of the original source material.
I do want to give a shout out to John Cho. I think you did a great job as Spike. Same thing with, I want to say is it Moose? What's his name?
Jet Black is Mustafa Shakir.
I was close.
Faye Valentine is played by Daniela Pineda.
Oh, okay, Daniela.
You know, Watanabe, we've talked about him a lot on this channel, but I think for me, one of the coolest things about the shows that he's behind is the mystery that he creates in his shows. And that's not just Cowboy. I mean, you see it with Samurai Champloo. Like, there's just, honestly, you see it with Space Dandy. There's so much that you don't... Stop it. There's so much that you don't see or know in the beginning, and it unfolds really beautifully over time.
I think that's a great point that you made about the mystery, because like thinking back, like they explain things that does have merit in the show later. Like you see characters being in a predicament, so they give you like kind of like the backstory to how that came to be, which is interesting. It's not, in my opinion, not done in the way that seems earned at some points. I feel like it's just like, hey, we have time to just give you this plot line.
Let's just go ahead and give you a reimagining. Like, it doesn't feel like a remake so much as like a remix. I just don't know how I feel about how much dialogue there has been so far. There's just a lot of times where the characters are talking and I'm like, I just don't know that I need to hear all this, because like I just don't.
Some of it does eventually get a payoff. And then once you get, this is my con. It gets to this point where I'm like, I'm finally down for this show. I was like, okay, you know what? There's some rocky points, but I'm here for it. And then you do some trifling stuff, and which is why I say fuck Julia.
I know how you feel about Julia, and I know your opinion changed on Vicious. But listen, I don't love him. I'm sorry.
I didn't.
He gives me like Lord Farquaad vibes.
Oh, he does.
No,
at the beginning. Devin, I'm telling you, get to this scene. And it gets worse though when they flash back and his hair's in a ponytail. The only person who could pull off that ponytail was John Cho, and I'll give you them creds 100%. 100%.
I'm telling you, like,
but that wig they put his ass in.
I cannot take him seriously. And like,
mushy mushy.
Mushy mushy.
Mushy mushy.
I do think how Vicious like is left, he may have a chance to just
He's like my least favorite part.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
Like, comment, and subscribe if you hate live action Vicious.
I did for the longest time, Deb, and just get to episode 7 or episode 8.
It's not the actor's fault. I'm so sorry.
It's not his fault. I just think he was told something and he went with it. And whoever told you that was wrong.
Personally, I would say, yeah, if you're a fan of the original, watch it. I mean, it's not the same, but it can't be.
Yeah, I definitely think it's worth a watch. I will say this, and I will probably regret this in about 10 years. It's honestly not the worst live action rendition like ever coming. Like, I don't think it is.
You know, to be honest, the bar is pretty low. Us going in on it the entire time. But, you know, watch it. If
I want you to watch it because I need my part 2.
Let us know in the comments below if you watched the show, if you liked it, and stay tuned for more content like this in the future.
We promise.